I've been a pharmacist for quite a while now, and I've been telling myself that one day I would sit down and tell everyone all the crazy stories that have happened and just how very misunderstood the world of pharmacy is. So I'm just going to start now, and I really don't know where to start because there's so much to talk about, so I'll just start with something that happened today. It's Ramadan. I gotta stay hydrated, so I'm gonna be drinking some coconut water, which has been my favorite. A customer comes up today and he wants to get his Adderall. I look at his prescription and it's requiring a prior authorization. A prior authorization is when doctor sends a prescription and the insurance company does not want to pay for it for one reason or another. To get that prior authorization or to attempt to get it, we send the fax to the doctor and explain to them that they need to initiate a prior authorization. They will then speak to the insurance company and explain to them why the patient needs that medication and give them all the information they need in order to approve it. So then I'm trying to understand more of what happened because this guy doesn't seem to know what he's talking about. He was like, oh, but like, I had an Adderall prescription a few days ago and it was approved and there's a PA on it. Why is this one not approved? So I look into it and it turns out that he had a prescription for immediate release Adderall 30 milligram tablets. His new prescription is an extended release Adderall 30 milligram capsules. And for people that don't know, yes, those are the same drug per se, but the way that it is released in the body is different. So the insurance company does not look at them as the same medication. So a separate PA is required. And I explained this to this guy and he just didn't seem to understand. And he was basically looking at me like, hello, like, why can't you just approve it? And I'm like, I can't. I'm not the insurance company. The prescription is here. Your doctor approved it. I'm just waiting for the insurance company to approve it. I have no problem with giving you this medication. Then he says, well, can I just get it out of pocket? And I said, no, I'm sorry, we can't do that. So then near the end of this encounter, he comes up again, and then my staff pharmacist walks in. He asks to talk to her, tries to get her to approve it out of pocket. She says no. He starts to get upset. Another technician gets involved, and we're all just telling him like, dude, you gotta stop. Then he pulls out I'm recording this whole conversation, by the way, and I know somebody who had, another pharmacist and their whole team fired because he was stealing my medications, just basically threatening to get us all fired and get our licenses removed. Sorry, that's the train. It's really warm in my apartment and I have to open the window because my AC doesn't work. So then my technician was not understanding. She looks at me and she's like, what exactly is he saying? And I looked at her and I said, he's threatening to get our licenses revoked. And he goes, no, I'm not threatening, but like, I really don't want to have to do this, but like, if I have to, I will. And I'm just like, okay, go try. I've had these threats before. Go try, please go try, because you have no basis for getting my license removed. Then, a store team member comes, a shift lead comes, and he tells him to leave the store. And I also tell him like, hey, if you're going to be threatening us for these kinds of things, you're not welcome here. You can go ahead and transfer this somewhere else. And he starts to swear. And then I'm just like, okay, you got to leave now. And then he comes to the consultation window and starts swearing at me. And then he calls me a bad Muslim. I'm just like, so then I close the gate because I'm like, I'm not going to take this. And then he leaves. So anyway, this is an example of people really misunderstanding what a pharmacy can do and what they cannot do, and just being really abusive to the staff. If your prescription was approved by your doctor, that's like the first step, okay? Like, just because it's approved by your doctor doesn't mean that the insurance company approves it, doesn't mean that it's something that the pharmacist is going to approve. That's literally the whole reason that a pharmacist exists, in order to make sure that that medication is safe for you, it doesn't have any interactions, that the dose is reasonable, because doctors make a lot of mistakes. If they didn't, pharmacists would not exist. We would not have jobs. But also to make it our problem when literally our hands are tied and we cannot approve a medication that your insurance company does not approve, number one. Number two, we cannot just circumvent the insurance company and have you pay out of pocket, especially if it's a controlled substance. And listen, I understand from the consumer point of view how frustrating this is. That you're there and you have a legitimate prescription and you are just there to get your medications and you're having such a hard time getting it. But again, I want you to understand, our healthcare system is incredibly complex. It's not where you can just walk into a pharmacy, have a prescription, be like, here you go, can I get my medications? Because you guys are the suppliers. It doesn't work like that in the United States. The bigger people, the people up here, the insurance companies literally above me, above the doctors, are saying, no, you cannot get it, we will not pay for it. I can't do anything about that. So please be understanding of, try to understand the system a little bit more. If you don't understand, ask the pharmacist. We're more than happy to explain it to you, and stop being abusive to us and threatening to get our licenses removed because you can't get your medications. So yeah, that's my first of many, many stories, a lot of which are much more interesting than this one, but this one just happened today and I just had to say something about it. And now I have to go and do some more istighfar because I'm apparently a bad Muslim. Bye.